share my screen. Wait, not share. Present. So today we are going to talk about Suzhou alley names, but not really focused on Suzhou or focused on alley name, but it's more about the legend and about the culture elements and about like poems of famous people in China. And the alley name is just like a introductory part to those topics. And the first, we would just start from cutting Gold Bridge Alley, which is called 剪金桥巷. So the story is about Wu Wangfuchai, the king of Wu, from the spring and autumn period, which is about 17th or 16th century BC. And it's said that he is being so entrancing to a beautiful woman who is called Xi Shi. Xi Shi is recognized as the foremost beautiful women in the ancient China, and the person's really like the beautiful people is famous not just because of beauty, but because of like the historical significance of these people. So what the story is about is that like there's people called Xi Shi, and when she is toured around the city with Wang Fuchai, a person selling the flower, and they really love that, so they want to buy a flower, but they hasn't bought any money at all. So Wang Fuchai, the king of Wu, just cut a piece of gold from his hat. So the emperor's hat is really significant, but he cut a piece of gold from that. So it shows that the importance of Xi Shi to him. And the second, another road name that is related to this story is called Lu. So Jing basically means silk or like colorful silk actually, and Fan the sail. So this is the same, but it's more brief. It's just about so when the Wang Fuchai, when he want to show Xi around, just by a boat and viewing the sceneries around the river. The sail is made out of colorful silk, which means it's super expensive, and it also shows the significance of Xi to him. However, if it's has significantly importance, it basically means that Xi is kind of like a trick. So Xi Shi's hometown is a city called Zhuji from Zhejiang province. So it is actually the capital of Yue Kingdom. So the Wu Fuchai is the king of the Wu Kingdom, and Xi Shi is from the Yue Kingdom. So from another kingdom, and the kingdom of Yue is called Goujian. He has actually endured 10 years hardship, which I will introduce. It has a famous idiom called 卧薪尝胆, which means sleeping on the brush wood and tasting the gale. So he has this ambition to beat Fu Chai, the king of Wu, and Xi Shi was a part of his plan. So despite actually Xi Shi, it is people told that he is in love with a person called Fan Li. So although Xi Shi has loved someone, but they has made her a gift to the king of Wu Fu Chai, and so it is said that she is so beautiful, so Fu Chai is dazzled by her beauty and lost his ambition in fighting or in beating over the king of Yue. So after 10 years that Yue Wang Goujie reminded himself that he need to beat the king of Wu all the time. He finally did that, and after that was the end of the person called Xi Shi. Someone say that she's probably being killed because Yue Wang Goujie is afraid of himself falling into the same thing, and someone also say that he probably just reunion with a person called Fan Li and just lived as normal person, has nothing to do with the battles with the kingdoms, with the emperor, everything. and briefly introduce about 4 great beauties in China. All of them are of like historical significance. Otherwise, like there's a lot of beautiful people. Why they don't mention them? Because they are like kind historically significant. The first person is called Xi Shi. The second is called Wang Zhaojun, and the third is called Diao Chan, and the fourth is called Yang Yuhuan. So this is put in the order of time from. And for Xi Shi, we know that she's really beautiful, but we have an idiom that is called 东施效颦. So Dong is east, so Xi Shi is like west Shi, and it is like east Shi, so it's also a name. It's like a counterpart. Like Dong Shi is really Dong Shi is not beautiful. But like Dong Shi is trying to like pretend to be like really weak, pretend to be really beautiful, pretend to be really like pretentious. And because like she is so pretentious, but she is not. But she tries to be the other. She is not being herself. That is like people think that it's being like a joke. So basically this idiom just tell us people should be ourselves, not being some people that the other view that people is beautiful, so we should be him or her. That's not right. And the second story also like kind of idiom is called 赵军出塞, about the second person called Wang Zhaojun. So the story goes that some people is going to like send it out to the northern parts as a gift. And as it's like or like it's actually like if the dynasty the Han dynasty have a marriage with a northern empire or like the northern kingdom, and then it will want the stability of the kingdoms of the territory. So they wanted a person who is like ugly to go out, but actually some people have like framed the person called Zhao Jun, and the person is actually really beautiful. And however, like the emperor cannot regret, and she is like married with the northern like tribe leader or like the king of the northern part of the northern part of the China, like the northern kingdom, who is called Hu Han Ye. So they have been like so he valued like Zhao Jun, and it wins the stability. And the painter who painted Zhao Jun was executed according to the tale. And also I have like read some Asian texts say that like the northern tribe actually is they actually like Zhao Jun after Hu Hanyu died. According to the tradition of that tribe at the time, she actually was forced to marry to her son. As a result, she just sent a lot of letter to the emperor of Han Dynasty saying that she need to go back. She cannot marry her son. But at the time, like no one like really cared about like to getting her back or something like that. So she is still like forced to marry to her son. And the next person is Diao Chang. So her significance is about the war called 下邳之战. So in this war, it has determined that in like probably like you all know the romance in Three Kingdoms. So the romance in Three Kingdoms is mostly about Wei, Shu, Wu, the Three Kingdom. And before this war, it's much more turbulent. It have like more divisions. But after this war, Three Kingdom has become much more greater. So some has also said that it can be just like a fictitious character, like the person that I talked about before, that two person are like mostly confirmed to be exist really, but this person might not. And also, like just a brief introduce about the romance of the Three Kingdoms, 三国演义, it is also like being viewed in parallel with the other two three books. One is called 红楼梦, so the Dream in Red Mansion, and another is called 水浒传, which is story by the riverside. Although like it's kind of strange translated like that because it's not about like a like story by the riverside. It sounds like relatively calm, but it's a story like from the first chapter to the end chapter. It's about like fighting. It's about a lot of people fighting together. And another is Travel to the West, which is called 西游记, which is about the monkey called Sun Wukong and the person turned into a pig called 猪八戒, and about people who like believe in Buddhism called Tangsen, and also a monk called Sasen, which they wanted to get the Buddhism text from India, and that's like the third. Yeah, so that's like those other three books. And compared to the Romance in Three Kingdoms, which it kind of have some fictitious parts, another book called 三国志, so basically like Three Kingdom record or something like that, it is much more precisely recorded. And why the Romance of Three Kingdoms can be like a little bit fictitious is because like that person, the writer, actually don't really like the Wu, because although like he's not from like directly from that time, but he has like some his personal background has made him like not really love like Wu, so he will overly like portray Wei dynasty, like Wei Kingdom, much more in a positive light, but that should not like be really precise. And another is Yang Yuhuan, which also is called Yang Guifei. So she is married to the king, the emperor, or like the king of Tang, called Tang Xuanzong. And at that time, just as we have mentioned in the last class, it was at the time that is called 开元盛世. So that was the most time with like the highest prosperity in Tang Dynasty. Everything is just so free. Women have like equal rights with the men almost at that time, and people are just doing a lot of trade with all the country. But then this person called An Lushan and the person called Shi Shiming. So here like An Shi is An Lushan and Shi Shiming. They have an upheaval. That upheaval was really successful, although they didn't really like succeed, but it completely disrupts that prosperity. And also like Yang Guifei, she might also like have like because like Tang Xuanzong just spent so much time on her, so that's like also why the politics of Tang Dynasty has been declined. So that's like all those persons, why they have like such significance. And also that's like a really exaggerated comment or like praise for great beauty. So what they say is that for Xi, it's said to be she is so entrancingly beautiful that the fish would forget how to swim and sink below the surface upon seeing her reflection in the water, which is called Chen Yu. And then about Wang Zhaojun, they say that she is so beautiful that her appearance would entice birds in flight to fall from the sky. So this two combined, it's a famous idiom called 沉鱼落雁. So basically it describes someone as so beautiful, but it's just so exaggerated. So when people like talk about that today, it's basically like a mocking because it's just so exaggerated. And also, like for Diaochan, it's said to be that she's so luminously lovely that the moon itself will shy away in embarrassment when compared to her face. And for Yang Guifei, it is said to have a face that puts all flowers to shame, which these two combined is called 闭月羞花, so clothes the flower and shame the moon. And like all the story can be combined called 沉鱼落雁, 闭月羞花. It's just describing someone so beautiful, but it's so exaggerated. So it's kind of like people would not really use that today. And then it's about the history of 灵顿路. So 灵顿路 is also it's also about like wait 灵顿路 yeah. Oh yeah, it should not be put here, but I'll talk about 越王勾践卧薪尝胆 first. So we have talked about the king of Yue. So this is just sleeping in the brushwood and taste the gao. We know that gao is not tasteful at all. So he tastes that to remind himself that he should fight back. He should fight back. The pan is just like tasting the gao, and so it's just saying someone is reminding themselves being so diligent and trying to achieve something. It's called 卧薪尝胆. And yeah. And then some road also has some like story. The first is called 灵顿路. So 灵顿路, 灵顿 is just means temporary stay. It's about the king of Qing dynasty, which just spent so much time from Zhou dynasty was suddenly jumped to Qing dynasty, and the emperor called called Qianlong. He has came to like this part, like the southern bank of Yangtze River for 7 times, and this is a road that he stays there. Like stay there, he sleeps there when he visits the part of the region. So it's called Temple Stay Road, and where it's like a bit disrupt. And now I'll talk about also like this road that is called Sleeping Dragon Street. It was called that for a long time, possibly because the shape of the road wanted like a dragon or something. Because the emperor Qianlong came to this place at that time, people think that we already have a dragon, so the emperor is a dragon, and now the road is called dragon again, so we could not have like 2 dragons in the same place. So people showing the honor to the emperor, they changed the name to Protecting Dragons Street, Protecting Emperor Street basically. And this is today called changed after like after China become like the communist dominant part, which is called, like changed to a communist kind of name, like just like People Road basically. And yeah, but as at that time, because in like Song Dynasty it is still a dragon, and the famous Bei Song poet, like one of the most famous Bei poet called Fan Zhongyan, and he says that this place, like people say like you can build a house here, it is a head of the dragon, you can get so much luck. And he said no, I will not like build my house here, it should be built for the people. So he built a school here, which is Suzhou Prefecture School, and the school has like 985 years now, but although like it has been renovated, it's no longer a prefecture school. And what about this prefecture school is significant is that it has become the school of number 1. So like, or like the school of 状元 in I think I have write some here somewhere in this PowerPoint, but I need to check that. So yeah, so it's called 状元知府. So the prefecture school of 状元is the Suzhou Prefecture School. And why they will like talk about this is the place gaining luck. It's just kind of like feng shui. In China, like in ancient China, when people decide where they live, they would just look at other than mountain and the water. What about the topography to decide is that a place where people all recognize it's like kind of superstitious today, so people don't really do that. And also, there was a street called Phoenix Street, but it was not called Phoenix Street first. It is called Confucian Street first. But why it also changed name? Because the Confucian is a saint, and also like the emperor recognized also as a saint. So they also not only they could not have like two dragons, people think that also we cannot have like two saints. Probably that will offend the emperor. As a result, they changed that to Phoenix Street. So like Phoenix and dragon, they are the counterpart. And something related to Phoenix is that like this Phoenix 凤凰涅槃. So basically Phoenix, like we know that like it can like reborn from the fire, so have this word, and also like it's kind also come from Buddhism instead of like come from like China traditionally, but like from West Buddhism, it come from India. And also for Phoenix, and there's a word which is called 凤冠霞帔. So 凤冠霞帔 is like the adornment or like the dressing or like the hat, and it's basically just has a clothes for women, and it's some really nice clothes. So Phoenix hat, and just it's just like also like wearing the sky in the sunset as a clothes, and wearing the Phoenix hat. Um, that's the word. And then I'll talk about just like we have dragon or we have phoenix, we also have Qilin. So this is called East Qilin Alley. And something about Qilin is that it is said to be a pair with imminent arrival or passing of a sage or illustrious ruler. Qilin is a specific type of the Lin mythical family of one-horned beast, kind of like unicorn, and it generally has their Chinese dragon-like features, most notably in the heads, eyes with thick eyelashes, and mouths that always float up, and also it has beards, and the body is fully or partially scaled and often shaped like an ox, deer, or a horse, and they are always like shown with cloven hooves. So yeah, just similar like to unicorn. And what is like well also we have a word that is called 凤毛麟角. 凤毛麟角 is, if you read that literally, it's so phoenix, hair, and 麒麟 horns. So the hair of the phoenix and the horns of the horn of 麒麟. So 麒麟 only have a horn, so unicorn. So that is just means something that is so precious. Some like if you describe person as 凤毛麟角, it should be like the top one in all tasks, the top one in all competitions, and that's the person who yells of like 凤毛麟角. This is actually a like also like commonly used words. And also I will briefly talk about the 9 sounds of the dragon. 9 sounds of the dragon, you can see these elements in a lot of architecture, especially Asian architecture, in some columns or in some like the base of the column or the base of the heavy things, like the base of a painting or something like that. So the first is called 囚牛. So it has the form of a dragon. It's a creature that who likes music and are used to adorn musical instruments. And the second is called Yazi. So it's a hybrid of wolf and dragon. It's a creature that likes to fly, and it's aggressive, and it's normally found on cross rods on the sword and ornaments. So the sword needs to be like aggressive. So, and also there's an idiom called 睚眦必报. So 睚眦必报 is just the person is just so engaged in revenge only if you just hit or just take a little touch, a little dip from that person, and that person wants revenge that heavily. So yeah, that's called 睚眦必报. B is just must, and 报 here is just 报仇, which is revenge. Then it's 嘲讽, so it's resemble a phoenix and a dragon. It's a creature that likes to adventure. They are typically placed on the four corners of the roofs, but it's like Asian roofs. Today we have don't really have that kind of roofs, but yeah, but just like the roofs that you see last time in the Suzhou traditional garden. The next is 蒲lao. So 蒲lao is 4 legs. It has 4 legs, and like a dragon. Again, it's a creature that likes to scream and are represented on the tops of the bells used as handles. And the next is called Suani. So it's a hybrid of lion and a dragon. It's a creature that likes to sit down, represented upon the basis of Buddhist idols under the Buddhas or Buddha's feet, like usual Buddha's feet. And then it's 赑屃. So it's also known as 霸下, but usually I think we call 赑屃. A creature with a large share able to carry heavy objects. So the base of the column is usually 赑屃because the column is just so heavy. 赑屃is recognized something that can carry heavy objects. And also sometimes it's found under the grave monuments. And also, this is called 彼岸. So it's a hybrid of a tiger and a dragon. It's a creature that likes litigation and a place over prison gates in order to keep the guard. So guard keeper is 彼岸. And then it's called 吃吻. It's hybrid of a fish and a dragon. So it's a creature that likes swallowing a place and both ends of the rich piles of the roofs to swallow an evil influence. That's also the last one is called 饕餮. So 饕餮is also really commonly used. So if you just eat so quick, you have a really nice food today, you can call that it's a 饕餮盛宴. So 饕餮, because 饕餮is some of the dragon who just eat so much, eat so quick. Also, this words is really hard to write. People usually say I can't write this words. It's this word, talk about this. And after talk about dragon road, I will talk about some roads just around it. The first is called 书院巷. So 书院 basically means a school. It's a school in the past. So basically here it's meaning the Suzhou Prefecture School. And that's a naming method. Also, there's 三元坊. So 三元is 3 times the person got first one. First one is called 状元, so just 3 times 状元, place, and 坊 just basically means place or some blocks. And there's a saying called 连中三元, so the person who gets 状元 for 3 times is called 连中三元. And what is the 3 exam? The first exam is 乡试, so the exam in countryside. The second is 会试, the exam in province or basically a proxy province, but province is a concept that came in about Yuan dynasty. Before that, don't really have province, so it's just basically means districts. And then it's 殿试. So 殿试 is the test is taken in imperial courts, so it's called 殿试. And the person gets 3 first one all the time. To get the first one in 殿试 means that person is the first one of the whole country, of entire China. And it actually, the exam only taken place 4 years for once. So if the person get number 1 in an exam that happen only 4 years for once, and all the person who want to get the official position would taken that test, from person who is 10 years old to the person who is 17 years old, is so competitive. That person is just really an amazing test taker. And 三元坊 is named after a person called 钱起. So that person gets 3 times. The first one, 状. So the first one is called 状元. The second one is called 榜眼. And the third is called 探花. So the second is basically means like the eye is on a side and looking inside. So that's called like 榜眼. And 探花 is just like discovering, exploring flower. It doesn't really relate it to like the third, but just they have this name. And also if they are like admitted or like they pass the exam, they become 进士. So they become the official 进士及第 就basically means that the person get like the person pass the exam. So like D is like great, and G is like 及格 is like today 及格 is like 16% of like out of 100% exam, or like it's just like C, like pass that, but it's not, it's just like pass. And then for a person who like who got the position, pass the exam, a description is called 蟾宫折桂. So 蟾宫 is the palace of a frog-like creature, which is in the legend, it's located on the moon in Chinese legend. And also, here's a mistake. This is not like the hand. This is like the wood here. So it's not written like this. It's a mistake. So it's wood. It's like this. Probably I will use annotation. I don't know. I cannot annotate. I will send the right version after. And there's also the osmus tree in this palace, and just get a sect of that osmus, and in that palace on the moon means that the person like is past the exam. It's really beautiful description. And another is called 雁塔题名. So 雁塔 is like a pagoda, and that pagoda, the pagoda of a bird. And because at the time, the person who got like passed, who get notified that they are admitted as at that pagoda, people check the results. So that's why they have like 雁塔题名. And then also like 金榜题名. So also like 提名is like not notified, and 金榜 is like a golden list. So if a person is on the golden list, then the person nominated on the golden list means that person passed and gets the offer. Also, 独占鳌头 is more like a person. 鳌头 is as 鳌 is like a animal that's just kind of like turtle, but not exactly turtle. And the person is like standing on the head of that turtle-like creature. It means that the person also like is in the first place. And then opposite to all those words is a word called 名落孙山. So 名落孙山 means the person just failed, the person doesn't get in, doesn't get the offer. And why it's called 名落孙山? Because like 孙山 is already like on the last page, or like the 孙山 already didn't get in. If you have like the rank which is even after the person called 孙山, then you are definitely doing a much worse job. So you definitely couldn't get in, even like 孙山 couldn't. And this is also like back to the street name is named by the legend like 接驾桥. It's the place that they welcome the emperor. So it's called just like accepting the carriage of the emperor bridge. So that's the name. Also, I have talked about 乾隆七巷江南. And before Qianlong, the emperor is called Kangxi, and at the time it's also a really prosperous time. It's called 康乾盛世. Like we have talked about 开元盛世 of Tang Dynasty. It is like the comparable time of prosperity, but we also just talk about the conventions as it ended in Anshi upheaval. And then I will talk about how people like modify the name. So this is called like Le is just happy and just like happy bridge today. But West is not called like happy bridge, it's called like killing bridge before, because in like Suzhou dialect, Le is same as it has the same pronunciation as killing. It's called killing bridge because that's a place, that's a present for like execute the person, execute the criminal. But people just sound like killing bridge, that's just the worst name, so they tend that to happy bridge. It's completely the opposite. And another like people take the same sound, it's called like 养育巷. So it is called 羊肉巷before, which means goat meat bridge, because goat meat alley, so it is a place for selling the meat of the goat. But that's people find that it's not really like nice, that's just too explicit, so they change that to the same sound or like similar sound that is called 养育, which is like rearing. So like the children should thank for their parents for rearing them and let them like grow up healthily, so that's changed to 养育巷. It's like 羊肉巷before. And also so like just like it's named goat meat bridge because it's selling the meat, and there's a lot road that is named after its property, like 东中市、西中市、中街路. So like the East Middle Market, the West Middle Market, also like the road that connects to market. So at that time, people like have markets that divided, and also like when they like mention different different market like east west, it's like in like in the like poems that describe Mulan, they have also like the Mulan just buy things from the east market, from the west market, from the north market, and from the south market. So it's similar, like they have different section of the market, like the one in Mulan. And also at the time before like Song dynasty, or like at that time like 市 and 坊, so the living place is 坊 and the 市 is the market, it's divided. People cannot like go to market when it's late at night, but then like after Song it becomes to hybrid together. And then it's also like this is called like vinegar storage fund, which fund is living place residency. So vinegar storage residency, and this is for like the animal skin markets, street for selling the animal skin. And this is called like iron, like just it's for like making the iron much harder here. And this is called 烧磨真相. So basically there's a person called Shao, and the person is just trying to turning the iron rod into the needle here. So there's also like an idiom called 只要功夫深铁杵磨成针. So basically means that if the person put in a lot of efforts, so like even the iron rod, which is just probably like so large, can turn into the needle, and it can be shortened into 铁杵成针. So basically means if a person is persistent in doing something, every work can be done. This is about rendering the silkworm alley, and also like jujube market street. Also this is for like pop rice, like it's not popcorn, but it's just similar to popcorn pop the corn, it's like pop the rice. So and this is about the places store the salt. This is a place that people can buy medicine, and this is a place that people just have a lot of bridge and a lot of boats, and there's a lot of people living in boats at that time. So 船房 is like a boat, but it's a large boat that people can live on it, sleep in it. And then it's originally called like it's called 鹦鹉巷. So it's originally called pirates because probably like, it's a pirate, so probably like, there's a pirates just tripping all the time and or like some people selling the pirates at the time, but people change that in the same sound from pirate to cause and effect. So 因果 basically 因 means cause and 果 means effect. It's kind of like has some Buddhism elements now after it changed the name, become cause and effect. Everything that you done will have a result. And also this is originally called 陆家巷, which Lu is the family name and 家 just means family. So it's like the alley where like the family that was the family name called Lu lived there, but they have turned 陆家 into 陆家, which was the same sound, but it is a plant. So I think like the ancient Chinese, they love like the plant to symbol something. So that's like kind of like not so explicit. So make it not like really people that love to be like modest and humble at the time, so they don't if they can avoid like just put the name out, they probably would hide that. And this is also like if it's like the family who is named Niu live in this alley, but also because it has the same sound called 染家 in Suzhou dialect, which means like the emperor's carriage. So they have also changed to that for a while, but then changed back now. And also this is like the alley of the family who has the name Zhang, and then the alley who was the family who has the name Ding. And however, like there is a alley which is also some people think that it is named as lilac or like clove alley because of the person who named Ding at the time, but it's like the family name is Ding, and they don't want like just write Ding Alley like Ding family alley, but they change that to like Lilac, but they still has that family name here. So it's also like change the family to a plan to make it look much more elegant and implicit. And we have talked about that lotus is really important in previous lessons. So they also have some like alley names that was lotus. So the first is 莲花巷. 莲花 is lotus, and the second is 荷花弄. So 荷花 is also lotus. People have a lot of name for that. 荷花, 莲花, also 芙蓉, and also this Hanyu is also mean lotus. Lotus is important, so important since people name it give it a lot of names. And also osmosis street, osmosis alley, and also Chinese scholar tree alley, pomegranate alley, also like the plum blossom in winter alley, and the rose alley, and the narcissus not for like narcissus for person, but narcissus for the flower, narcissus alley, also the white aged morning glory alley. And also this is called when there's street called like flower street, and also like the willow alley. But also it's like what that mean is that place is actually for rosal. So yeah, but it's like also like makes that implicit, so it's called like flower street and willow alley. And also like I have mentioned that a lot like named after family, or at least named kind of like after the family, but make it more implicit. It's also named after famous people called like Wu Zixu. So Wu Zixu is a person who recognized that Yuan Wang Goujian would probably killed Wang Fuchai, the king of Wu, but like king of Yue will kill the king of Wu. So he reminded king of Wu again, but king of Wu just didn't listen to his lesson, so he suicide. Oh no, I think it's actually King of Wu told this person to suicide, and the person suicide, but said that please like hide my eye into the wall of the city and wait till the day that the king of Yue would destroy this city, defeated Yu. So he's recognized as a really like loyal or like wise advisor. And also like this is also named after famous people, but this is new road. It's not like the road was, some road was like 1,000 years of history or like 2,000 years of history, but this is like was only a history of 20 years or something, so it's really short. But this is two person who's good at making sword, who is called Ganjiang and Moye. They make the sword for King of Wu, and also like the sword of King of Wu and the sword of King of Yue are also really famous swords. So like in a lot of museums, they have like really important corner to show the people. And also they named after Shangshu. So Shangshu is a position, but also like here by mentioning the position is mentioning people. And Shangshu is in a system, it's called 三省六部. So 三省六部is 3 province and 6 chamberlain, or like 6 departments. So the 3 province are like just 3 so it has like 上书省、中书省and 门下省. 上书省 is imperial secretary, and 中书省 is secretary, and 门下省 is like the chancellor. And also like they have named after this person. This is just called, if you translate that like literally, it's just like great scholar alley. So it's like, yeah, it's like a scholar, and that person is called Wang Xianchen. So that person so yeah. Also this is also called like scholar, but this is like great scholar, this is like kind of normal scholar. But yeah, also this is named because this is not like name of scholar, but this is named because of school. This is like in front of the old school. This is a name, this is a street name called 就学前. And this is in front of the new school, so 新学前. So the school can be like this is like the prefecture school, the new like division department of the prefecture school. And this is 观前街, so in front of the 观. So 观 is a Taoism, like the Tao temple, and this Tao temple is actually the largest Tao temple in China when it was in Jin Dynasty. Also, this is also like named after a like Buddha temple. And this is named, this is also like in front, so like Qian is in front. It has like Qian here, it's Qian here, and it's held Qian here. So this is a official position inside of a temple, but also named like that. And this is named after Hanshan, so Hanshan Temple, or like Cold Mountain Temple. So this temple has a poem which is really famous by Zhang Ji. So it's just like the person write about, so the name is 枫草夜泊. So like in the Maple Bridge, he parks the boat there in the night, in the evening, in the late evening, or in the late night. He described about his sorrow of not being passed or giving the offer in a imperial exam. And also there's a lot of road named after the gate. So what is a gate? So the gate is so Asian city, like Asian city are like surrounded by like those walls to protect the city. But also like the city has like 8 walls, sometimes 10 gates or 8 gates. So the road can also like named after the gates. And this gate still preserved. It's called Panmen. And this is a gate that both like the boats and also the people can pass at the same time. And the last road is called Pinjianglu. So this road is like the city has been called Pinjiang for a while. Also, like the city is actually Pinjiang because it's Jiang. Jiang is the river, like Changjiang is the Yangtze River, so it's like a river. The people name the city because of the river, and people name the road because of the river. But also the city has been called Pinjiang for a while, so it's like really significant. So that's like so much about this part. But also like what I will add is that about we have talked about like 3省6部, so 3 provinces was like 6 ministries. So what's also we have talked about what the 3 provinces are. So what the 3 ministries or 6 boards are. The first board is called Libu. So the Libu is the Ministry of Personnel. The second is Hubu. So it's Ministry of Revenues. And then it's Libu. So it's Ministry of Rights. The rights like the religious rights. And then it's Bingbu, so it's the Ministry for War, and Xingbu is the Ministry for Justice, and the Gongbu is the Ministry for Official Works. And also, people have also used the 三公九卿. 三公九卿, so 3 duke. So 3 duke. The first duke is Chen Xiang, which is like counselor in chief. And they also have like 御史大夫. So the person is like censor in chief, and also they have 太尉, who is like the defender in chief for military, and it also have 九卿. So like if when it's talk about like 3 province or 3 dukes, that's for the country. When it's talk about like 6 ministries, or here like 9 chamberlains, is about how to control the regions, how to control the province, how to control the district. And so 9 chamberlains, the first is called 太常寺, so the court of imperial sacrifice. And the second is 光禄寺, so it's called for imperial entertainment. And then it's 卫威寺, so it's the court of imperial regalia. And then it's 宗正寺, so it's the court of imperial family. And then it's 太仆寺, so it's a court for imperial stud. And then it's 大理寺, so it's a court of judicial review. And then it's 鸿胪寺, so it's the court for state ceremonial. And then it's 司农寺, so it's a court of imperial of granaries. And also the 太府寺, court of imperial treasury. Also like in Tang, I believe they also have like 3 directorates, which is called 三监. So the 三监is 国子监, which is a directorate of education. They have like the 江作监, which is a directorate for palace building. And also they have 少府监, which is a directorate for imperial manufacturing. And talking about, and also like after talking about this, something that I want to mention for prefecture school. Prefecture school is actually like the official school is started in Han Dynasty by the person called Han Wudi. So Han Wudi is like the most important king of Han Dynasty, and that person also just like Qin Shi Huang, that person take a lot of executions, or like a lot of set a lot of laws for unifying the country. He has set 太学, which is like the national school. And also like for what he has done is, and what they read is they read the 5 books of Confucianism, so which is 诗书礼义春秋. So yeah, so 诗 is like the poem, and also like they have like 易经, which is kind of like for feng shui. And they have the Confucian, what Confucian has said. in the 5 books, classical books, or like the textbooks. And also Hanwudi has takes the right of managing the iron and managing the salt to the central government, so it cannot be privately managed at the time after the loss. And also he has also coined the same coins, just like what Qin Shi Huang has did, and the coins called the Wu Zhu Qian. And yeah, so Han Dynasty, it's like similar. The time it was like similar to Roman Empire, or like Roman Republican. I think it's like Roman Republican, Roman Empire at the time, and possibly a little bit like earlier. That's like the time of Han Dynasty. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to introduce, and the time is also like up. So do you have any questions regarding to like the history or the role name? If you don't have question, you can feel free to leave. And also I will send some additional materials, and also send the videos, and also I don't know, like some other videos that you can watch in the ad platform. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.